Are you ready?
Here we go.
Hi, welcome to the After Sesh podcast. It's Adam here. I'm sitting to my right, scrolling on his phone, not paying attention and giving absolutely zero fucks. Is Aaron? How are you getting on, Aaron?
Not too bad, Adam, yourself?
Yeah, grand. But you know what would make my day even better?
What, Adam?
I'm glad you asked. There's one thing that'd make my day even better, and it would be if everyone that views this video, because I know a lot of people that do view the videos haven't done it yet, or anyone that hasn't viewed the podcast in general, never mind just the videos, could just please like, share, and subscribe. It only takes 2 seconds to views, but makes a huge difference for us. Thank you.
And it's free, and you can always unsubscribe at any time in the future.
Yeah, but please don't.
Please don't.
Yeah, come on,
We
make no
love you.
sense. Please. We need your support.
So it's been a while since we actually done a podcast, just the two of us.
I know, yeah. It's been a good while.
What we had last 3 episodes were guests.
Yeah, the last 3, yeah. So from 2, 3, and 4, all guests.
So if you're listening and you're happy just to have the two of us on, sit back, relax, and enjoy the podcast, because we actually have something that Adam has been wanting to talk about for a while now.
Yeah, a very long time now.
Hence why he's wearing black and white.
Yeah, dead right. Representing the brand without wearing the jersey.
Before we get into Adam,
Yeah.
I want to start off with just with 2 things. Last time we started off with this or that, that's going to be included. I want to start off with a dad joke.
Alright, go
I
for it.
seen this earlier and I thought, this is so fucking funny and stupid.
Right, go for it.
I was in a job interview yesterday, and the interviewer asked, can I perform under pressure? I said, no, but perform Bohemian Rhapsody. It's so stupid, it was so funny.
That's brilliant. That's an ongoing segment. That we're continuing this. That's happening next week.
I had to bring it up. I was saying that, I was like, that's so fucking stupid, it was so funny.
Do you know what we should do? We should get, every time a guest comes on, we should have them as like a bit of homework for them. Get them to bring a dad joke on.
So he just do a dad joke?
No, like as in the guest. When they come on.
And rate them out of 1 to 10.
Yeah.
Have a leaderboard.
Yeah, have a leaderboard. Who gave us the biggest laugh?
Yeah.
If you'd like to see that idea, comment and let us know, guys.
Yeah.
And we might even put a poll up on the Instagram later, and if you can let us know on that. Happy days.
It's actually a new thing I found out on Spotify.
Yeah.
I don't know if I told you about this, but you can do like polls and questions in the Spotify description now.
Oh, really?
So in the last 2 months, dropping a question, and then I'm going to drop one or two on this one as well.
Oh, happy days.
So that's a new feature that I found out.
Well, there we go, because at the end of the day, community feedback is what we want. So we want to build a community first of all, and then your feedback is probably the most important thing. If you like listening to us, if you like listening to certain things that we talk about, then please let us know, and we'll hope to produce more of that sort of thing, more of that content.
Even some big harsh on us, we're trying to improve every day. Ever since first episode, like, we're constantly learning, improving. Even the stupid things like the cover art. The first one I done was stupid looking. That I done a bit of research, a bit of YouTube, and a bit of Google, and made it better. So we're always improving.
That's it. Constructive criticism is what we want from everyone. So if you have anything that you feel like you can add to the podcast or make it even better, please don't hold back. Let us know.
And since this podcast is mainly me going to be asking you questions about this topic later, I'm going to give you a few questions for this or that.
Okay, fine. Yeah, that's not
I have a few here. Like, some of them are pretty. I think they're easy anyway. The first one anyway. 5 Guys or Nando's?
I have to go with Nando's for the pure fact I've never had Five Guys.
Yeah, it's mad expensive, 5 Guys.
Is it really?
Yeah, it's like probably 12 quid for a burger.
But it's fair. Yeah, I was going to say it's not that expensive if Five Guys want to sponsor us, though. So
Yeah, please sponsor us.
don't worry, we're not that expensive.
Because I went there a few times, and like the first time I went there was the one in Orlando, and me being plain Mick went over and like, can I just have a burger, just bacon and cheese on it?
Yeah.
When you're ordering, you tell them what toppings you want. So you don't just say plain whatever. You say, can I have a burger with this and that on it? No, I didn't know. And everyone's looking at me as if I had fucking 2 heads. She's like, what? Wait, what? You want a burger just bacon and cheese, Mick? Yeah. Anyways, first time I had it, and then they opened up a restaurant there in Pavilions.
Nice. There have a few around Dublin. I just haven't gotten around to try it.
And if you're ever going, get a small chips, don't get a large.
Get a small one.
Yeah, because the large chips do like 6 people.
Oh, challenge accepted.
Oh, actually, what I think of it, last time I was in Orlando as well, I went to Orlando City football match.
Yeah.
And went to get a hot dog at half time and a drink. Obviously, me being paying again, asked for a hot dog with nothing on it just in case I was hungry. Didn't want to get a hot dog with fucking sauces and onions and I was starving, not going to eat a sort of thing. So I asked for a plain hot dog. And you know what I got?
What?
Just a sausage in a box. I didn't get a bun.
That's ridiculous. That is absolutely
I
ridiculous.
was like, mate, I want the bun.
No, that takes the biscuit there. Like, that's ridiculous.
Oh, I've never seen that before in my life. A plain hot dog, you just get a sausage. Oh, mate.
Mental.
Go on,
So,
next
that's
one.
it, like, you'd wonder what was going through their head. But sorry, go on. You were saying next
Not
one.
American all, but like, come on.
Yeah, exactly. Come on now.
Right, water park or theme park?
Theme park.
Yeah, I have to agree with you on
It's
that.
like I like roller coasters.
Yeah, I love the old thrill,
Mm,
the adrenaline.
that's it. It's only like water slides are brilliant and all, but like there's only like it's the same thing over and over again. Like,
Yeah.
You need a few loop the loops in there, you know. Not talking about ice pops.
Loop the loop on the fucking on the roller coaster and the Walsters.
That's it. I actually did before going. We were in Fortune. We went on a school trip to where was it? A few different parts of Germany. It was like Frankfurt, Cologne, Dusseldorf, a few different places. We ended up going down the Autobahn. Amazing experience going down that road. I have to say, some of the cars were unbelievable that were flying by us, and we're on a big tour bus doing like nothing, probably
60.
doing about 60. Yeah, exactly. But to make a long story short, we ended up going to a place called Phantasialand, and if anyone has been to Phantasialand that's listening to this, they'll know all about this. It's called the Black Mamba. It's actually the fastest roller coaster in Europe, and it's absolutely unreal.
I thought the F1 thing was in Dubai.
In Europe, Dubai's not.
Oh, sorry, brain fart moment.
You're all right.
Sorry. Right, next one. In the gym, leg day or upper body sesh?
Upper body sesh all the way.
Yeah.
I like being able to walk home.
Yeah, I hate that feeling when you're going to the gym for the first time and you do leg days and you literally can't walk out of the
Oh,
gym.
that's it. Yeah, just like you're on the verge of collapse the entire way. Like,
Just FYI for anyone watching on YouTube here, if we look to our right, two of us, that means we're watching the match. We currently have the United Atlanta match on, so if we look to the side for a second, that's what we're looking at.
Yeah.
There's nothing special there. It's not like a pole dancer.
no, McTominay and Fred are playing, so
Oh.
nothing special there. Oh, I'm so happy you brought up the match there because Marcus Rashford is out there missing an absolute sitter.
Only 2 minutes in. It's offside anyway.
Do you think so?
I think the flag was up.
We'll see now. Yeah, he looked off. Yeah,
Yeah, fuck them. Hope they lose.
Don't
Right,
we all?
last one I'll leave it at that. Would you rather Ireland win the World Cup or Newcastle win the Premier League and the Champions League season? They do the double.
I'd love to see the party.
For
if-
Ireland.
for Ireland, but especially for Ireland.
Yes,
Like the
yes.
place, the entire country would go into shutdown. It'd be like the purge. I'd rather see Ireland win the World Cup, to be honest.
Not that it's never going to happen in our generation, but it's always nice to think about with the scenes if you're actually doing it.
Oh yeah, imagine like the place would go into shutdown. Like it'd be the purge.
And we'll still be in work.
Yeah,
Whatever
we
it's
still
like.
definitely would be in work. Yeah. Oh, ridiculous. Carry on.
Sure, remember, he's looked through photographs of like a picture of Millennium Grandad when about what 20 odd years ago when Italian 90 or 94 was on, whatever it is, and everyone's all dressed in the Ireland gear, little fucking blow up hand things and streets all done up and all. Even watching like
Really?
Real in the Years and
Yeah.
all, like the scenes were unreal just even for that. So imagine if we actually won it.
Yeah, well that's the thing. Like, I'd like to see us get to a major tournament. I'd love to see us get to a World Cup. Never mind a major tournament, just a World Cup. That's what I want. I'm kind of like we've been to the Euros twice in the last 10 years. I'd still like to go to the Euros, but like a World Cup is something different, and the World Cup has been missing the Irish since about 2002.
Yeah.
So it would be only right at some stage that we make our way back there. And I think there's actually more of a chance of us getting there than ever before because soon enough they're supposed to be opening it up from 32 teams to 48 that'll make it into the final competition. So I suppose that can only mean good things for us.
Yeah.
Basically, well, it has to mean at some stage, like there has to be there has to be some silver lining to this. Like we've had great players come through over the years. We've had a bit of a stagnation with players coming through. Hopefully, the current crop will start to develop into good footballers. Like
See, they're not playing at a high level, most players.
no, that's the problem. And if they are playing at a high enough level, they're not getting the minutes.
No.
So they're not actually playing at that high level. Even the likes of the lads that are like in the Premier League that are like playing like the lads that are starting front in the Premier League. So playing the Premier League for Ireland, Adam Edith doesn't start for Norwich. Aaron Conley, he doesn't start for Brighton.
And he's-
Michael Obafemi isn't in the league anymore. He was no, I can't remember who he was loaned out. He was loaned out. And they're all lads that have had like big performances, but only one or two big performances. So
Yeah.
you'd need a lot more out of them to kind of convince me that we are going to have a good crop of players come up. You know?
Fucking enough about Ireland. They're
Oh,
shy
yeah,
and
it's
they're
that-
dirt and
Starting to get depressed listening to
Yeah.
this. And it's
even our
myself.
voices. Talking
Yeah.
about Ireland's went downhill.
Jesus.
Right, on to something more happy and cheerful for you. The news broke out today that Steve Bruce got sacked. Well, apparently it was mutual consent, but he got sacked. We all know he did.
Yeah, Bruce is gone.
And I rang you earlier on my lunch break. It wasn't during work hours. And I told you the news, and it's where you won the lotto.
Yeah, I nearly jumped out my seat. I nearly jumped out my skin. It was surreal. It's like, it was actually surreal. Now, to be honest, like the best moment was, what, a week ago or a week and a half ago? That was the best moment.
He's actually got took over.
When we got taken over, yeah. That was the pinnacle. You know what I mean? Everything else aside, like with all like the non-footballing things, but I've never seen this club perform and do well, and now I finally will hopefully have the chance to do it. So trust me, it's a great feeling to be me. It's a good week. It's a good week to be me.
Well,
Bad week to be Brucey though.
as a Liverpool fan, I hope he's never win on.
Oh, thank
Well,
you.
For you, as in me, I hope you do.
It'd be great. Europa League or something. That's what I'd like.
I think it gives you the FA Cup.
Yeah, that's grand. Come here, like Hatton's better than the Intercity's Fairs Cup. The last thing they've won. So like, yeah, it'd be great to see it. Like, do you know what I mean? And plus, apparently there's a lot of money going to get pumped into the local economy around there. Bring a lot more jobs. It'll probably make it a more attractive city to go to. Build up the training ground. The training ground there has been neglected for years. So
Yeah.
onwards and upwards, really. It's only good things are going to come from it. I'd say there'd be a bit of stagnation at the start, and even as a fan, I would admit, and I do admit, that it would be fairly funny if we got relegated this season.
It's the most expensive side in the championship.
Oh, exactly. That's it. You know what I mean? Fucking, it's gas, but like, what do you want to ask me about it?
A lot.
A lot. Okay, work away.
Well, what I would say is, at least there's two teams that were there before us that were taken over, spent a lot of money, had success, and they're the blueprint for you. So Chelsea in 04, like early 2000s, City in about 2010, they came in, new owners, bought fuckload of players, top quality players. City done their training ground, put a bit of money to the stadium, blah blah blah. So at least with Newcastle, they know what they can do. They
Yeah.
have the potential there for them is to be like City, lose to Middlesbrough 7-2 one year, the next few years go win the league.
Yeah, exactly.
Potential's there.
That's the way I look at it as well, and it's all about how you, even though the money is there, it's all about how you use the money.
Yeah.
Like QPR had great funding when they came up. They came up, struggled to stayed up that, like the first season, bought a shit ton of players in, and were relegated the next season. Like.
Yeah.
And both seasons they were in the Premier League, they took a load of players in. Same with Fulham when they came up, was it either last year, the year beforehand, or 2 years ago, spending more than 100 million on players.
Yeah.
And going straight back down. So you can have the money. It's about how you spend it and where you're going to spend it. So they need to get someone that's going to be like what do they call it, a sporting director. They need someone, and I know for a fact it's I think it's the guy from Lille. He's getting touted for the job at the minute, and he's the same like he has a bit of pedigree in terms of that job now. If he was looking for players, like he's found the same guy is like he brought in Mbappe, the likes of Bernardo Silva. Like there's a lot of Benjamin Mendy. Probably shouldn't mention him. Like you know what I mean. Like he has a pedigree for finding players, finding gems, like, and then bringing them to the forefront, like bringing them to the likes of Monaco where they can
Make a name for
for themselves and sell them on. And like even down Newcastle, when they do have this the money now, like they won't need to sell players on. It is good to know that you can buy a player young, and even if you do need to sell them on, or not if you need to sell them on, if the player wants to leave, you may as well make a few quid off them. Like.
Yeah, like say Maxman. At least you know he's more than likely going to stay now.
Well, that's the thing. That's one of the happiest things about it, because I remember saying about 2 days before, because the takeover went through so quickly. But I remember saying 2 days beforehand, I was like, I can't believe we're going to lose some Maximin, and it probably won't even be for like 50 million or something like. Because if they got relegated, he was gone for probably the same price they bought him for. Like.
Yeah. See, there's two ways Newcastle can go. People are expecting them to go out and buy fucking Mbappe, Haaland, fucking top players. or they can get down the route of Liverpool, where we were in massive amount of debt, got taken over by FSG. They came in. I don't think we're breaking even, I think, or making profit for the first time. And their model is they have a wage cap
Yeah.
of, let's say, $250 a week.
Which is still an incredibly high wages even in football.
Yeah, I'll get to that later anyway.
Yeah.
But they have a thing where they want to be successful but be sustainable.
Yeah.
But if you look at City on the other end, they've spent like 60 million on a fullback or centre back that's on the bench.
They probably spend upwards of 200 million each season.
On the defence. And look where they are. Like, players are just like, ain't that guy, what was he, 7? No. He was a good bit, he was like 60 million or something.
I think it was 40.
Yeah, that's
about 40, 45.
That's still a lot for a defender.
That's
on the bench.
huge amounts for a fourth choice defender. Because if you think about it, Laporta's ahead of him, and then the two lads that are starting are Stones and Diaz.
Yeah.
So
there's two ways Newcastle can go. I think they're going to go the Liverpool route and try be sustainable while bringing in top quality players. But then does financial fair play come into it?
See, where financial fair play doesn't really apply for the first 2 to 3 years for Newcastle, because they've actually been turning a profit. So financial fair play means that you can't operate, I think it's, you can't have like a loss, you can't show losses of over 105 million over 3 years, because they've been making a steady profit each year. They could basically go out and spend 200 or 190 million in this window without financial fair play coming anywhere near them, because they're not a loss-making club. They've been run on as a profit-making club, as a selling club. Like, they bought in, like, the likes of deals that they've done is, like, if you think about it, Musa Sissoko was brought in for little more than about 2 or 3 million, I believe, and he was sold on for 30. Johan Kabay was brought in for 4 million, was sold on for 25 to PSG. Hatem Ben Arfa brought in for 4 million. He was actually, they offered 25 million. He was gone on a free next season. There's a lot of players they actually did very good business with.
Andy Carroll,
Academy project, so 25,000 probably. You're looking at 35 million.
Yeah.
And the biggest mistake they made in the last few years wasn't keeping Steve Bruce employed. It was not taking 50 million for Sean Longstaff.
Oh, geez, yeah.
Whose best talent on a football pitch is doing a bad impression of a midfielder.
Oh, stuff.
What do you make of his brother, Matty? That's a bit of a waste. He should have been gone off to Italy.
Yeah, I don't see why he stayed, to be honest. He should have went off and fucking...
greener pastures, like.
Yeah. Let's come back to the Newcastle thing there for a second. When owners take over, it's not as if they're coming in and have to redevelop the stadium like Liverpool. Liverpool have to do the main stand, which is done. They start at Anfield Road end, so that's a fuckload of money pumped into that. Whereas Newcastle have a ground that holds about 52,000? 52,000. Looks great. It's grand. I don't know what they
could use a lick of paint, but
yeah.
That's about it. Like, rip them Sports Direct signs down if they're not already down. But.
So it's not as if the owners are coming in and fucking a load of money on a stadium, whatever. At least they can focus their money on developing the team, making them successful. When do you think... I've seen a lot of people say a lot of different answers, so I want to get your opinion. When do you think Newcastle will be either like a top 4 team or even challenge for the league, or like actually like what's your time frame on what's going to happen with them being like will they ever be successful?
Well, I think they will be successful to a degree, and you have to look at the amount of money in football at the minute. Like, you can't exactly buy a European Cup anymore. Like. Do you know what I mean?
So you compete with the leagues. It's not just one team you're competing with. You compete with
everything.
City, Chelsea. I know they're doing shite, but they have the money and the names.
Looking at Everton, Spurs, as much as like we all rip the piss out of them, Arsenal, like they're all teams, Leicester, all teams that are at the upper echelon of that league that could all possibly make the top 4 this season. And what's to say they couldn't be still pushing? They all still have great backing behind them as well, like other than Arsenal and Tottenham.
So it's not as if you're going out and you're the number 1 team that everyone wants to play for. There's other teams there competing for the players. So it's not as if you're going to go out and you want the player, you're going to get them. You're competing with another fucking 4 or 5 teams at least. Yeah, and you have to. And they have a broad PSG as well.
Yeah, PSG, the likes of Juventus. I know that in fairness, the Spanish clubs aren't going to do too much damage in terms of the transfer market for the next while. But you're still looking at Bayern Munich, even though they won't spend exorbitant amount of money on players, will still be able to bring in and draw in top quality players because of the name and brand value of the club. Where Newcastle doesn't really have that. Where they don't, like, even if you look at Munich, for example, as I said there a second ago, Munich's a beautiful area. I'm not saying Newcastle isn't, but Munich's a lot more well developed, and you'd be a lot more likely to want to live there than you would to live in the northeast of England. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. Do you know what I mean? So it's all about if they can redevelop. If there's such a great fan base there, such a huge fan base that if they can get them behind anyone, they'll do bits. But in order to attract big players, you're gonna have to give them somewhere that's actually hospitable to live. You know what I mean? Or somewhere that's up to their standards more so than anything. So without like, that's where putting money into the local area is gonna do a lot more for them. Do you know what I mean? Putting money into grassroots football up there, making sure that every kid that comes out of the northeast goes straight to Newcastle because they want to be able to find their like Phil Foden. Do you know what I mean? Or their next like, or for Liverpool, their Harvey Elliott. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You want to be able to pick up a local kid and go, right, lovely, you're gonna come through the system here. We can market around you. Do you know, that's like that sort of thing. But it all starts with, for me, grassroots, the youth academy, and buying a few players, like steady players that you're not going to be going out, even though the money's there, you're not going to be going out spending 300 like grand a week on wages. You're going to be buying players that are going to get you into like 7th, 8th. Then you start buying, like you have these younger players coming through, start buying more experienced players, then more players from higher divisions in Europe, or not higher divisions, but more players of a higher standard then will look at the team and go, well, I can see a lot of good young players coming through here. The money's there and they will pay me the money, and they're also getting maybe not Champions League at the minute, but there's still a form of European football there. There's still a challenge to get to the Champions League, and England is where the money is. And it just so happens that Newcastle is where all of the money is going to be.
You need to have a team that, rather than having, let's say, Coutinho in the team, followed by fucking John Joe Shelby in midfield.
I wouldn't want Coutinho.
It's just an example. Like, it's no point having like a big star name with tons of ability with fucking Shelby and Jeff Hendrick behind them.
Yeah, exactly.
You need to have a strong 11 to attract the bigger players, the elite players.
Yeah, true.
So the question wasn't answered, but when do you think Newcastle will be, if they will be successful?
Sorry, yeah, I went on a big tangent there. I'd say could take about 7 years.
And what would you class as being successful in 7 years?
I'd say sometime the next 7 years, finishing third and maybe winning either like an FA Cup or, you know, whatever the name of the other Mickey Mouse Cup is.
A Carabao Cup?
Is it still the Carabao Cup?
No, it's, I still don't know what's going on. No, don't care.
There we go. Yeah, see, like that's it.
You only would get like 100 grand for winning that sound. No one cares about it.
But it's not about the money. It's like if they get a trophy, they get a trophy, and that'd be nice to celebrate. Like I wouldn't mind if they have any sort of final day. I'll make sure that I'm there. Like.
So in 7 years, finishing top 4 and winning some sort of trophy would be successful.
Yeah, for me, yeah, probably. Well, like when you've been devoid of success for so long, Aaron, you have to realise. I reckon if they won 20 games in a season, it'd be counted as like the biggest success in years. You know what I mean? Yeah. We're used to like 6 or 7 wins a season.
So I've heard people say that they think Newcastle are going to be challenged for the league in the next 5 years.
Well, like they could, like they like it's. I don't know. I really don't know. See, I don't want to speculate on it because I don't want to say something and come across like very cocky about it because I genuinely don't know enough about it. You know, It all depends on how the money's spent, who the director of football is, who the manager is. Like who they spend their money on. As they said, if you go out and buy a Coutinho and then leave him in a team with John Joe Shelby and fucking Jamal Lascelles, you're not going to go very far. It's about steady build up, getting a few different players that you know can play at a high level, and then start filtering lads through, like younger lads. Like.
So the likes of City and Chelsea kind of had a foundation there. So
see, Chelsea is actually what people forget had won like FA Cups recently. Like they've been challenging like recently, and even on. Was it the season beforehand they played Liverpool, the season before they got taken over? They played Liverpool last game of the season and they got into the Champions League. Liverpool didn't. Yeah. Liverpool won the UEFA Cup the next year though. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But like even at that, you're looking at Chelsea still had a team that was pushing it, and then Abramovich took them to the next level. What you're looking at with Newcastle is a team that are pushing the opposite end, they're pushing relegation. So
babe steps, like you're not going to be fucking winning the league in the next 5 years. You have to try the top 4 force in the next 5 years.
9th or between 8th and 11th next season, I'll be really happy.
Yeah.
And then build on it from there.
Seen a lot of people saying, I said that already, they're going to be winning the league in the next 5 years, but I think people are expecting Newcastle to go out, buy top players and win the league in 5 years, but they're forgetting that Liverpool are there, Chelsea are there, City are there. You have to get past these first. You have to try and get into the top 4. Do an Arsenal, get consistent top 4 for years.
The big teams, we have to get past the Evertons and the Arsenals and the Spurses and the Leicesters. At this stage, you have to get past Wolves, the Burnleys, and like you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Does it like before you even start considering going up against them and like considering them as challengers? they have to consider the teams that are actually around them as challengers, because at the minute they're not challenging anyone for anything.
I've always liked Newcastle as a team. Like they have a passionate fan base. They had good players like Alan Shearer. I loved watching him when I was younger. I used to love the jersey with a fucking NTL on it.
Yeah, that was a good one.
I've always wanted to go to St James's Park, and not as an away fan because it's up about fucking 20 stories, but it looks like a nice stadium. Newcastle's supposed to be a good spot to go to for a night out, so maybe in the next few years, next year maybe head over for a Newcastle Liverpool match.
Yeah, why not? Sit with the home fans, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, fair play. I don't blame you. The way they have, I don't know what part of the stand it is, like in terms of name wise, but I know like it is. It's miles in the air. Like yeah, fucking, there's clouds around you.
Yeah, literally.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
They're that far away. Light travel takes a while to get there, so a goal scored you see like 5 minutes later.
Yeah, exactly. Ridiculous. Carry on.
I was saying one thing the other day. If you were given unlimited amount of money, what's the craziest thing you'd put in a stadium? Like, it doesn't have to be practical or whatever. Like, you can put a hot tub in a box or whatever. But what's the craziest thing you can think of you'd put in a stadium or do to a stadium? Because I've seen, I don't know if it's true or not, there's stadiums with like a hotel room. And I was thinking, like, I think I've seen a stadium with a hot tub.
I really don't know.
Something absolutely mad that, like, it's probably not been done before and it's not something normal.
When you're looking for something that's not normal, you've come to the right person.
Imagine seeing a hot tub watching the match though.
Yeah, imagine that would be unbelievable. And especially with the live atmosphere, that'd be great. Imagine the camera comes along, Sky camera picks you up, you're just there, how are you, mate?
Big gold chain on your belly out, drink in your hand.
I don't know, maybe like oh, here we go, right? Best thing ever. In between every seat, a tap for pouring your own pints.
Ooh. That's a show now.
There we go, why not? Make it happen. Saudis, make that happen. I mean, Amanda Stapley, please make that happen.
Actually a show.
Yeah.
I'll give you that one. Thought you would have went something absolutely mad, but the drink one kind of makes sense.
That's what I was thinking. I was like, you said it don't have to be practical, but I thought it may as well be.
See the way the Amazon series The All or Nothing, they done Man City 1 year.
Mm-hmm.
They're actually recording Arsenal this year. I think they should do Newcastle for next year.
I think they'll try doing Newcastle next year.
That'd be unreal.
I'd say so. Well, if you think about it, it's a year transition. So
they tried to get Liverpool to do it. When did we win it? Two years ago.
Yeah.
No, last year we won it. They tried to get Liverpool to do it that year, but Klopp said, if you ever put a cam in my dressing room, I'm leaving the club. I'd love to see the dressing room with him, like going mad at the players or just what he says to the players, because
I'd say he goes apeshit.
Yeah.
I'd say he blows a fucking gasket. Like.
Yeah. All the players are always saying like, oh, what you see is what you get, but I'd love to see him like actually go mad, or if he's up against a tough team like the Let's Go match last night, what he's actually saying to the players at half time or after the match or the training sessions. I'd just love to see behind the scenes, but obviously we're never going to get that because
he doesn't like being on camera, obviously.
Yeah.
Well, he always seems a bit agitated, you know, when he's giving his press conferences. Like, he comes across very well, but he comes across a bit moany sometimes, you know what I mean? Like, I think that might be a thing. Like, he maybe just doesn't like being in front of the camera, but obviously he has the obligation of being the manager and having to do it.
I think he walked away from an interview last night.
Really?
Spanish press asked him about Simeone or something, and he got pissed off and walked off or something. But Simeone ran down to him after the match last night and shook his hand. Klopp was like, well, it's a game, like he's probably pissed off with the game that he lost, blah blah blah, but still shake my hand. But if I see him later, I'm always going to shake his hand.
Yeah, of course. So I think in fairness, Simeone would win the scrap.
Oh yeah, he's younger.
Yeah. He has cojones.
That celebration is unreal. Cojones.
Remember, actually, it was the last season Liverpool got knocked out by Atletico, and he ran down the touchline, grabbing his balls. Shouting, not air grabbing his cojones.
See, I love Atletico and him when they're not playing us. When you play us, I want to like them, but I can't.
Yeah, I get what you mean.
Their stadium is unreal. I love what he's done. He's been at the club fucking for 20 odd years as a player and a coach. He's so passionate, gets the fans going, gets the players going. He won the Atletico League title. Like, nothing but respect for him, but when he plays us, fuck off.
Yeah, fair enough. Do you think you'll ever? This is a question for you, actually. One of my very few questions I'll have you on this podcast. Do you think he'll ever leave Atletico? And if so, where do you think he'd go? No, I don't mean like if he gets sacked. Do you reckon he'll ever just go, you know, I want to go on to something else? If so, where do you think?
I can't see him leaving, but I say he might be. I don't think he will, but I say he might be one of those that if he won the Champions League and the league or something like mad that the club has done in years or haven't done, he might go out on a high. That's the only way I can see him leaving. But at the same time, I don't think he's that type of person that will leave the club. I don't know.
He seems too passionate. I get what you mean. Yeah.
He if they were fighting relegation, he'd stick with them to try get them back up to where they were.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
So to where he'd go to, I'd say he definitely wouldn't stay anywhere in Spain. He'd fuck off to probably France or. I can't see him come to England, to be honest.
I don't think
Newcastle, maybe.
Who knows? Diego, if you're listening, contract there, you're looking.
It's hard to say. I'd say he might go to Italy because they're passionate. And
yeah, I could see him. I was actually thinking you could see him at Naples.
Yeah.
See him at Napoli.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He definitely wants to be in Spain. Like, he won't go to a Barca or Madrid. He definitely won't stay in Spain, like another shit team or whatever. I say Italy. That's my guess if he wants to leave.
Yeah, I'd imagine now. Napoli, yeah.
Yes, that's
my exact guess. Or do you know where? Lazio. Or
what about Leipzig?
No, should Leipzig have no? Like Leipzig are just Red Bull.
Yeah. Maybe Bayern, no, or Dortmund.
Dortmund as well. I don't know. I'm still kind of picking Napoli or Lazio.
Yeah.
Just for the pure fact that like, watch someone will come back out and there'll be a comment under this, and it'll be the one thing that'll be commented on, being like, you know, Simeone played for the rivals about them. It'll be something stupid like that was overlooked.
Like, we have good football knowledge, too. We're not fucking experts.
Yeah, exactly. So if you're going to be that person in the comments, then fuck you.
We're not Jamie Carragher, never. I know we may look like them and look stupid, but we try.
Which one am I?
Yeah, I'll give you Neville.
Oh, fuck's
I don't always give off the Neville vibe. I don't know why. I don't know why.
Please never say that again.
I don't mean it as an insult.
Yeah, you do. Anyway.
I have a question for you.
Thank you.
Steve Bruce being sacked today. There's been a few names being thrown around as in who's going to take over from. I've seen a few online that I jotted down so I wouldn't forget.
Okay.
One of them was Eddie Howe. That name was thrown around recently, and I think he's heavily linked now since last night or today.
Yeah.
He's one name being thrown around.
Right.
And when I checked, he was linked with Newcastle the other day. One of them was Martinez.
I've seen that, Roberto Martinez.
Currently the Belgian manager, so the possibility.
He hasn't won anything with their golden generation though, and I don't think the Belgians are going to have enough time really to keep him. Because in fairness, qualifying, he's going to win every game. So his record is kind of padded with that side. Yeah. Look at the players that are in it, and they're never going to play against another top seeded side. So it's going to be very rare you lose a game and have a great win percentage. But if you don't win anything at international level, like there's nothing you can do there. Like,
I can see why he's linked, but at the same time I can't see it happen.
I don't know. I could.
Everyone linked with Newcastle. The only person I can see going to him is Eddie Howe.
I'd like to see Eddie Howe there. I really would like to see Eddie Howe there because he has a good rapport with obviously like the likes of Callum Wilson.
Yeah.
Probably hates Ryan Fraser. But
yeah.
I'd imagine so. But he's done fuck all since he came along. So like I'd like to see Eddie Howe there. One person I really don't want to see there is Frank Lampard because I think it's just media pushing him into it.
Yeah. I didn't throw his name into our Rooney first.
No, like Rooney's name was thrown into it as well, and I don't understand that either.
No. I didn't want to bring that up because like there were stupid suggestions and I can't see it happen.
No, like it's not that you can't see it. The worst thing is I can't see them happen. That's the very worst thing about that. I can definitely see them happening, and I just really don't want them to. Gerrard, though, on the other hand, I wouldn't mind getting him, which is the funny thing.
He's actually linked.
Yeah,
one of the names.
I understand that he is linked, but I'd say he will hold out for Liverpool, knowing that Klopp isn't going to stay there forever. Like.
I think Klopp's taking a break in another 2 or 3 years.
I'd say so.
I think he mentioned it a few years ago, about 2 years ago, that he's going to take a break, maybe a year off, or just take a break off completely. So maybe Gerrard will hold out to that. But at the same time, I don't want him to come into a Lampard where, cause the name, I know he's been successful with Rangers, but like, come on, it's the fucking Scottish League.
Yeah, at the end of the day.
I'd rather him stay there for another few years, or even go to another team and try to prove himself, or Newcastle. So for Liverpool, yeah, I'd love to see Gerrard as manager, obviously, and see him win the league. That'd be a fairy tale for me as a Liverpool fan.
Oh.
But Newcastle job, not for me.
Fair enough.
Another name that was thrown around that I think actually won't be a bad show. Unai Emery.
Yeah, I'd love that.
That's not a bad
Oh,
show.
I'd love that. If you're talking about, look, what did I say earlier on? I'd love to win the Europa League.
And he's the man for it.
The king of the Europa League.
Mr. Europa himself.
Mr. Europa, Mr. Good Evening himself. I'd love to see Unai there, man. I just think he was given such a raw deal at Arsenal. He really was.
Oh, it's Arsenal, 100%.
Arsenal, like, you know what I mean? He'll get given a raw deal by us though as well.
Yeah.
Wait to see.
But at least he has the backing of the chairman, unlike Arsenal. What's your man's name?
Cronky, yeah.
Yeah, he doesn't know what his team is or currently where.
No, he's a Phil.
Hasn't a breeze, man. And the last fella that was linked, that I don't think is going to happen, is Paulo Fonseca. Former Roma manager, and he was linked with Spurs in the summer. They also won 3 domestic doubles with Shakhtar between 2016 and 19.
Nice, I'll take him. You have to think about it. Every option you've given me there, bar Rooney and Lampard, is better than Steve Bruce. Here's a question for you. Who would you rather have? If you're in my shoes, right? Who would you rather have, Lampard or Bruce?
Bruce, probably.
Yeah, you would. Genuinely. I've such that bad brand of football, and I'd rather Bruce.
Look at Lampard. He went to Chelsea, didn't do great with them. Tuchel came in, near enough the exact same team, won Champions League with them.
Well, that's the thing, like. Shows there's a difference in class, there's a difference in tactical nous, there's a difference in a lot of things between the two of them, you know?
Oh, tactically, Tuchel, like, he's on another level.
Oh, he's ridiculous, isn't he?
I have to hold my hands up, though. When he was linked with Chelsea, I held my hands up. I said to my mate, who's a Chelsea fan, that he wouldn't do well at Chelsea. Because I was going off past experience, like at Dortmund and PSG, like, he done well, but he didn't
go to the next level.
I always thought, like, oh, it's Chelsea, like, they need, like, a top manager, like, he's not going to do that with them. He might consistently get top 4 in the FA Cup, but I hold my hands up there, I was wrong, and it pains me to say, but they actually look like in title contenders this year.
Yeah. Well, they're top of the league at the moment, aren't they?
By a point, yeah.
By a point, yeah. Like, it's not like they look like an unstoppable force, though, that's the one thing. And Lukaku, at the minute, hasn't been getting the ball in the back of the net. So hopefully, in fairness for him and for Chelsea, that changes in between then and now. But by the time this comes out, but I think it's more than 4. I think it's like something like 4 games without a goal.
Yeah, my opinion at the start of the year was, well, when Tuchel joined, he wouldn't do well, and then when Lukaku joined, I thought he was going to be banging the goals in, and both my opinions were wrong.
Okay.
So it shows how much I know about football.
Fair. I wouldn't be saying that too fucking loud anyway.
I'd rather see Emery go to Newcastle.
I'd love to see a man Paulo Fonseca or Emery. They'd be 2 great ones. Especially for my Europa League plans.
Give Emery like a 5-year deal. Back him. Give him what he wants. Give him the players that he wants. Sign Alberto Moreno.
Yeah. Do you know what? We'll bring in Pau Torres, Alberto Moreno. We'll probably bring in Jesus Navas, waiting to see. Bring everyone in. Gerard Moreno. He'll just grab anyone that he has in Villarreal and just go, come on, you.
Anyone called Gerard.
Anyone from Sevilla, Villarreal, come on. Get in the car.
There's another thing I've seen as well. I think it happened when Newcastle were forced to be taken over. Loads of teams in the Premier League were against it. I think all 19 signed the thing or opposed to the takeover. Which I think is stupid.
So what's after happening? It's something like 19 of the 19 other Premier League teams, so process of elimination tells you who they are.
Yeah.
All 19 other teams in the Premier League have basically said that they basically put in an injunction or something like that against Newcastle getting any form of sponsorship coming in from Saudi Arabia.
Like what City done.
Like
they need the funds. They get sponsorship from abroad.
From Etihad.
Yeah. And that's how they can afford all the players.
Yeah, well, that's the thing, and for them to sign that, it's incredibly hypocritical, and then I believe if they're going to have that put in place, now it's only for a month, but if that goes in place going forward, why don't we back there?
Yeah.
See, the thing is for me, and before we do get into it, there's dirty money all over football.
Oh,
all
100%.
over sport. Now,
100%.
like, football, far from the dirtiest sport in the world, that'd be boxing, you know what I mean? But come here, like, there's so much dirty money in sport. If you think that the people that own PSG or Qatar, if you think they have a human rights record, that's glowing. It's not. The amount of people that have died in the stadiums over there that are getting built, do you know what I mean? Like, for the World Cup, that's supposed to be sometime next year. You look at like who was Abu Dhabi. I don't imagine they have a glowing human rights record either.
No.
Realistically, look at the Yanks. There's a lot of American owners. The Americans certainly don't have a great human rights record. There's a lot of Chinese owners. It's a fucking genocide going on over there. That might get bleeped out. But if that happens, it wasn't us. But you know what I mean. So I'm preemptively striking here. If anyone does think it's hypocritical, or if anyone does think that Newcastle shouldn't have the money or shouldn't be allowed to be owned by the people they're owned by, they're being hypocritical because they should have to examine every owner by the same lens. And I'm telling you now, there wouldn't be nearly as much money in the game, never mind the Premier League.
Yeah. So look at the fucking Super 16. What do you call it?
Super League.
Super League. That just shows like them teams like the fucking Liverpool, City, all the top teams wanting more money. Same as another team that might be challenging them, not allowed to be successful. Only us that are rich have to get richer.
Yeah.
No one else can.
See, that's the thing. It removes. Gary Neville said it removes the actual sport. Do you know what I mean? Like there's no sport in oh lovely, I can just buy all your players because we have more money than you.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like there has to be somewhat of a level playing field. So like hopefully financial fair play does sort that. But hopefully that doesn't happen until we buy a load of players. I wonder who we're gonna do with it. Do you know the way City fucked over Arsenal? They came along. City got their takeover. They took Kolo Toure, Gael Clichy.
Oh.
They took Adebayor. They just literally went to who wants a contract, right? So that happened. I wonder who's going to be our Arsenal.
So like what we did with Southampton sort of thing. Who's going to be Newcastle Southampton?
Who's going to be Newcastle Southampton? Yeah.
Burnley.
Probably will.
Are you talking to England or abroad?
In general, England probably. There has to be another team in the league that we're just going to win absolutely tear apart. Like.
I'd like to think Everton. Although with them building a new stadium, possibly they need the funds, sell off one or two players to redevelop the squad, start buying a few of their players like who've even got it actually decent, maybe Calvert-Lewin.
Maybe.
He's actually a good show.
Yeah, he's not the worst, but like
it's actually not,
there's not that many.
There's no good teams in the Premier League.
No, they're all shy.
Unless you're talking about the top league and four, apart from that you can't really buy anyone.
Well, like Leicester, just go in and go into Leicester, refill Wilfred Ndidi, take Pereira off the right back.
And
Tillmans. Who? Iheanacho, yeah, there we go.
Soyuncu, Schmeichel.
Wouldn't even bother. I'd take them for as the spine of a team.
I'm going to say Leicester then. You put them in my bread.
Yeah.
I actually like Leicester.
In fairness, I don't want to see it happen. I like Brendan Rodgers.
Yeah.
You know, he turned down the Newcastle job. Reported
for now being open or
for being open now. And apparently the reasoning that he did do that is because he thinks that he's going to be in line for the City job when Pep leaves.
I'd say, well, that's actually not a bad show.
He probably will, yeah.
I'd say Pep's going to leave probably either this season, if not next season, the latest.
Yeah, well, like he never tends to do more than 4 years somewhere.
What's this now? His fourth, is it third?
Not sure.
I'd say he's been around the 4 years. I think he's joined 2016ish.
Well, it's 2016, yeah, I think.
Give or take. So I'd say his time's nearly up, and turns out you can't buy the Premier League.
Well, the Champions League.
Oh, that too. I hope they never win that back. I hate City.
Really?
Hate them. I used to love watching them maybe about 10 years ago because they were only a new team and I was sick of United win the league. I was like, give it to City, it's something different. Like, no one cares about City. They haven't got, don't know any City fans. Like, if they win the league, like, it's literally like, alright, fair enough. So, but now they're trying to make a rivalry with Liverpool and just fuck off.
No.
Like, they are great matches. Like, they won this season at Anfield. Quality match. I love watching them play Liverpool, but I just hate when they beat us, and I just hate the way they think they're like Liverpool or United. Like, I hate the way they think they're a top English club and they're not. They're literally like buying their way in the past few years. Give them another 5-10 years, and if you're still winning then and you win a few Champions Leagues, then maybe you'll be considered in the likes of Liverpool, Chelsea, United. I think they're probably the third or fourth biggest team in England. Liverpool, Chelsea, United are bigger. Arsenal probably debatable. I know Arsenal haven't won.
If you're thinking about fan base, then that's
they're the last. The last. 100% last. No question about that.
Yeah, fair.
Fucking holographic fans in the stadium. Oh, you're sold out. You watch a bleeding semi-final Champions League match. 10,000 empty seats. Oh, you're sold out. Harry is fuck.
Yeah. Well, that was actually that's mental in fairness. Like for the success the club is after getting, I'm really surprised they haven't generated a lot more new fans. You know, like the football hipsters.
You have, but not in England. They're
Really?
all global, like in Asia and definitely in America. The fan base abroad is starting to grow, but in England it's not. But what I will say is the fans you have got in England are actually local fans. They're not actually.
Yeah, I have actually my uncle's from Stockport, and he's a City fan like him and his brothers would be. But yeah, he's told me that like most of the people in Manchester would be City fans. But
That's the thing with bigger clubs like Liverpool. They have a connection with Asia and Ireland. So obviously they have deals put in place where, let's say, Cathy Travel or Barry's Travel, whatever the fuck, in Ireland,
yeah,
they give them X amount of tickets every game because they know they have a big fan base over here. City can't do that because all their fans are local, which is it is a good thing on paper, but if you want to become a bigger team and get more fans in, I don't know, how do you even go about that?
well that's the thing, and that's one of the problems Newcastle are gonna have to solve because Newcastle are a huge club in their city. They're a big club, but like they don't really do anything. Do you know what I mean? And they don't have worldwide support. You wouldn't find someone over like it'd be very rare that you're gonna walk through America and see someone with a Newcastle United jersey on, or you're walking through the back arse of Vietnam and you see that happen. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
so, like even in terms of being a global thing, like it takes a lot. It'll take a long time, and that's where a lot of the sponsorship money's gonna have to come from.
Yeah.
It is from countries that are gonna like. That's why all of them do their pre-season tours in
I
the
was going
likes
to
of
mention pre-season
the
tours.
States and Asia constantly.
Yeah.
Oh, Chelsea had the highest selling jersey a few years ago in the world.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, because they do that. Like go to like Africa, Asia. They're always going around the world. Try like I know every club and most clubs are doing it now.
Yeah.
But I think they kind of pioneered it. And even at that, they had a lot of players coming in to the Premier League, even when there wasn't as many foreign players in the Premier League at the start. They were getting players in from abroad, so that would have like you think about it. You look at a team and you see an Irish player, and when you're younger, you're like, oh, I like that team now.
Steve Finn was one of mine.
Steve Finnan, there you go, exactly. Shea Given for me, like.
Oh,
So,
yeah, Shea Given.
Exactly right. So you look at it that way. So think about the small Ivorian kid that sees Didier Drogba on the ball for the first time. Do you know what I mean? He's like, oh my god, he's deadly.
I was
Or
going
a
to mention
Ghanaian
that.
kid that sees Essien. Do you know what I mean?
Gee, what are my topics there?
Sorry, like, but you get me.
Like the Salah and Mane.
Salah, man, there you go, exactly. Look what Newcastle did with Demba and Papi Cisse.
Yeah.
Senegal.
So the way to fix it is buy players, international players, and go on pre-season tours as diverse as you can. Like I know it's going to be a lot of traveling, so maybe go to Asia, America.
So you want to try break the market. So you want to focus on your grassroots at the start. Focus on your youth team. Focus on building the fundamentals of the team. Get to a decent level where you'll actually attract a bit of attention when you go on these tours. And then from there, you can start getting a global fan base and a global audience. And with that comes more money.
I think another thing is about the likes of City and Newcastle. History is a big part of it as well.
Yeah.
Because people want to come over. Like when neutral fans go to Anfield or let's say Old Trafford and they want to see the museum, do you want to see the stadium? Do you want to see what they won? Do you want to see the fucking League One division Liverpool won in fucking the 90s and 80s and the Champions League on show in the stadium? Like, do you want to go over? That's why they attract international fans as well. People come over not even to watch a match. I think it's more so the history and more so the culture and the city itself. Scouse people are like a culture. They're not English, they're Scouts.
Yeah, but that's the same as up northeast.
I was
They're
going to
not
say
English,
that.
they're Geordies.
Yeah, I was going to say that as well. So that's what they have gone through.
Yeah.
I'll give them credit for that as well. So what they need to do is, if they are thinking of getting a proper fan base and starting winning leagues and Champions Leagues, buy a few African players, even get an American player. Look at Pulisic.
Yeah, and I wouldn't mind. He's a baller. He's an absolute he's a fantastic player to watch.
He is.
He's just so nice. It's on the ball. He's fantastic.
I don't know why he looks Italian.
He does have that Italian look off him, doesn't he?
Yeah. I know he's American, but when he's playing football and he's trying to give instructions or he misses or whatever, I just can't picture an American accent.
No, you really can't. Imagine like, hey man, you're supposed to run after the ball.
It just doesn't suit him.
Come on, man, get your head on it. Ugh.
Another one as well, Alfonso Davis, Canadian.
Yeah, Canadian, yeah. Fantastic. Man, he's so fast. Like his recovery pace is ridiculous.
Bullet.
Like how I feel bad for any right winger that has to play against him because you beat him. Fine, that's grand. I'm just gonna like if you're Alfonso Davis, like cool, beat me. I'm just gonna take it off you anyway. He's fantastic.
Yeah,
he's absolutely fantastic. I think he's actually underrated. Genuinely.
Why is he underrated?
Why? I don't think he's talked about that often because he's not playing in the Premier League. He's in Bundesliga. So to us, so how many people do you know in Ireland that watch the Bundesliga?
Very few.
Exactly. So they wouldn't be seeing him on a week-to-week basis. They might see him in the Champions League, but that's only if they're tuning in for a Bayern Munich game.
Do you mean he's underrated as in if people are making their best 11, he won't be in it?
Yeah, a lot of people it almost like slip their mind because they don't see him all the time.
I get you.
Well, I can't really place too many left backs in the world ahead of him.
Yeah, true.
You know what I mean? And for such a young dude, like fair play.
Yeah. Do you know what annoys me about football matches? Obviously, Anfield's famous for his atmosphere, and before the match, you have all the banners and the flags and all out. The cops always done up.
Mm-hmm.
See, over in Germany, the flags are out through the whole match. I know I'm fucking contradicting myself here. Liverpool are an international club. People come over to enjoy the match, enjoy the experience, blah blah blah. And when you go to a match, you don't be fucking
betting ahead with a flag.
And they're not being able to see the match because of the flag.
Yeah.
I can understand. I can see both sides of it. Why they're not there. But I also want them to be there. One, to create an atmosphere, and two, it just makes the stadium look a hell of a lot better.
It does. And like, in fairness, if you're the home team, the more intimidating an atmosphere you can have, the better.
Yeah.
Speaking of home teams, just to segue this, what do you sent me this on, but I never actually got a chance to ask you what you think of it. What do you make of the whole situation with Bows and Rovers? That game.
The ticket situation?
Yeah. So do you want to explain you probably know a bit more about it than I would. Do you want to explain to the people at home who probably might not know what this was?
So, Bows played Rovers there in Tallaght. I think it was Monday night. And it was the other day anyway. I don't know what the reason was behind Rovers' side, but they didn't allow Bows fans in the stadium.
So there was no away support, yeah.
I know they're restricted to 50%, but since crowds were allowed back in the stadium, Bows have always gave their allocation to the away team, no matter how much. Like, a League of Ireland team are not going to ask for fucking 1,000 tickets.
Yeah.
Whatever the away team wants, Bows have given them, whether that be the full Des Kelly stand or whether that be 50% of it. They've always given their allocation to the away fans. Look, I understand there's a rivalry there, all that shite, but they could at least give Bows something. And I'm a Bows fan. I'm obviously going to be a bit biased in this, but it's a Dublin derby. It's on the telly. Have Bows fans there to create a bit. I know
you want a bit of an atmosphere. Yeah, you want to have the place packed out. Like.
Yeah, like if Bows scored, you don't want a fucking dead stadium. You want a few fans there cheering them on. Like, you have to promote Irish sport. It's all well and good being on telly, but we want to show people that it's actually proper fans of both sides in the stadium. So Bows released a statement there the other night. It must have been last night or the night before, and they went into a bit of detail saying that they've had away fans that they're in daily amount, blah blah blah, and then at the end it said, well, due to Rovers not giving us tickets, when they come to play us in November, I think it's the last game of the season, I won the last game, so they would have won the league by then. Hopefully not. That they're not going to get their allocation of tickets. And I love the pettiness of that.
Yeah, no, honestly,
by saying that, I screenshot it and sent it around like, fucking love the pettiness. Fuck Rovers. Fuck them.
Mm.
You want, like, I know I've seen a few Bulls fans saying that, be the bigger team, give them no, fuck them.
Yeah, well,
there's a rivalry there, fuck them.
Yeah.
If they don't want to give us tickets, fuck them. The pettiness. That's what it is, pettiness, and I love it. Fuck Rovers. Fuck them.
Yeah.
There's a few people I know that are actually from the north side that support Rovers, and
that's just a bit odd, isn't it?
One of my mates gave me a good reason for supporting them. I was like, right, fair enough, I'll give you that. Everyone else, just fuck off.
It's just
if they support Shell, they'd be like, why? But right, fair enough. They're north side team, they're beside Bowls, whatever.
Yeah.
Fair enough, but Rovers, no.
No, it's like supporting Pats. I'm gonna get
Just throw that name.
I'm gonna get a Hyden walking down the road.
Send us to Aaron Downey.
Oh, come here. Yeah, definitely.
I think we have a chance of playing Pats in the final. I think they're the other side of the draw. So semi-finals on Friday. We're playing Waterford. I think Pats are the other semi-finals. So if Pats and Bows make to the final, give Aaron Downey a text there.
Yeah, get me down to the game. Do a little live stream.
Fan cam.
Get Arden.
Arden!
If you hear us, Arden. Right.
Arden!
Do you have anything else you'd like to ask me, Arden?
Well, we touched on League of Ireland there, so I wanted to just wrap up with this last question.
Oh.
It's not really a question, it's more so, is it worth investing in the League of Ireland? Is it worth someone taking them over? Not even taking them over, but is it worth trying to get the league more recognisable, get them competing in the Champions League? I'm not saying fucking go win them, but I'm saying getting teams in the group stages. Like, I know the likes of fucking...
Is it worth it, is the question, is it? Do you mean like as in investment into the league as a whole, or investment into one particular side?
The league as a whole, because do we have the fan base for it? I know people show up for Bows and Rovers games, it's always sold out. If we had the amount, full capacity, all stands open, it'd be sold out. I understand that, but for an ordinary match, fucking Bows and bleeding Derrio's at a few weeks ago, wasn't that many people? There was a good crowd at it, but the whole stadium's open, be fucking empty. So is it worth getting an investment and getting teams in the group stage Champions League consistently?
Yeah, it is, because if you put money, well, maybe not the Champions League, but look at what was happening with the Europa League. Every time a team played the Europa League from the League of Ireland, they probably got a bigger paycheck than the club had ever gotten. Do you know what I mean? And UEFA now with the Conference League, they want to basically spread out wealth throughout the leagues.
Yeah.
Create a bit more competition. So at the minute, it probably wouldn't be the worst investment in the world. And people are going to be looking for things to do coming out of lockdown that they can actually do, and it's not really restricted. And in fairness,
yeah, the season's on during the
summer. It's not like you're going to go out in the cold or in the pissing rain. You're going to be sitting in a stand, lovely summer night, a few drinks beforehand, a few drinks afterwards, go and do whatever you like. I don't understand why it's not more ingrained in the culture, other than the fact that the GAA is here and rugby. We're actually very good at rugby, but like, you know, I'd love to see a bit of following, like a bit more following. I'd love to see like a few packed stadiums, even though they're only little League 2 stadiums. I'd love to see a few packed out stadiums.
So you can say the GAA has more of a following, but when it comes to fans actually being in the stadium, it's kind of 50-50. Big games, obviously all our fun's going to attract the crowd, the corporates, blah blah blah. It's going to be sold out 80,000 people.
But the likes of your Parnell Park games, why not?
Yeah, like the likes of fucking Meath playing Kildare, to be in around the same amount of people at that match than there would be than a League of Ireland match. So I was at the European games in the Aviva, Bows and wherever they're playing, fucking mad teams from being Latvia and all this shit.
Yeah.
Atmosphere was unreal.
Yeah, it
was
would be
cracking. So can you imagine if they were playing fucking, I don't know, maybe who was an average team in the Champions League, like, I don't know, Dynamo Kiev or fucking
Sheriff,
like these teams are in the Champions League year in year out, but getting knocked out of the group stages. Imagine playing them in the Aviva or going travelling abroad.
Well, look at what they did already. Was it PAOK Salonika they played? Or was it Panathinaikos? It was some Greek side they played.
PAOK.
Yeah, PAOK, right. So they were playing PAOK and they beat PAOK at home. That was the game we were talking about, yeah?
2-1.
Yeah. And the atmosphere at that, as you said, amazing. PAOK were in the Champions League in the group stage a few years ago.
And they have international stars.
They have international players in the team, former Portuguese internationals. Like, there's nothing saying that the players can't do it. They just need the backing. And realistically, if you get fans in the stadium, you get more money. The players may actually end up staying in the league, the good players, if they can get the money to stay in the league. It's all about attracting that. And it's about attracting kind of the new generation to it. If you look at it, Ireland hasn't really produced a good national team in a few years.
No.
So if we can sort the national team out, maybe the League of Ireland, there might be trickle-down fans.
Rather than getting our best players, selling them abroad, do you actually want to stay at their club, be paid what they deserve to be paid? That's why they leave, really, because I think majority of teams are part-time players.
Yeah.
That's every professional.
Well, like, that's the thing, you need another job at the same time. Like, I was talking to my sister's boyfriend before, and he'd said to me that he was offered like say he like applied for like Bowes and like how like when he was younger like Bowes, Pats like kind of passed around like the under 21s teams and Sporting Fingal and a few other teams. I remember him saying to me, he was like a lot of the lads that he played with in Leinster Senior afterwards after playing for the likes of League of Ireland teams said they prefer to play in Leinster Senior because I don't know some players would get a few quid, but you're also not going here, there, and everywhere in the country, so you can hold down a normal job.
Yeah.
Where a lot of the players in the League of Ireland probably aren't getting huge money. Well, they're definitely not getting huge money.
No.
And some of them would have to hold down a job at the same time.
If they went abroad.
And like think about it, imagine you work in say like you work in the GPO just for example, right? And you have to go play a game of fucking Derry City on a Monday night, and then you're back from Derry and you're in work at like 6 a.m. That's how's that gonna go for you?
Yeah. In fairness, most games on a Friday, but like man's going
Of
from
course,
like from work.
But
to
that's
fucking,
to accommodate everyone that's in work during the week.
Yeah.
Not the fans, just the players. Do you know what I mean? Some of them have their 9 to 5s.
I love to see. Obviously, love to see the League of Ireland get back, and love to see like stadiums be like Tallaght Stadium, like proper stadiums, all stands open. Love to see full crowds, but I think it'd be like the GA and Dublin. We have a big following, obviously, because we're so successful. But for the likes of the O'Bourne matches, the league matches, Croke Park's not sold out.
No, of course not.
You're literally getting. I know it sounds stupid, but you're literally going to get about 20,000 maybe at league. I know it's a lot of people, but compared to the size of Croke Park, it looks empty. So it's not worth a while giving them their own stadium or blah blah.
No, of course not. Because
that's what I'm saying with the League of Ireland. If they were to get investment, would it attract the fans to come, or would it be wasting investors' time? Will the fans come if there's money there? And if so, that's fucking stupid. His money grabbing bastards.
Yeah. I don't know. Do you know what it is? I think like not money, but more so the success. If there's a little bit of success in the league, like if you start to see teams that are actually genuinely making it to European games, you start to see the facilities get better and more money in terms of that way get pumped into the league. That might attract investors, but it will attract fans because if you can get behind the team, you're going to see winning possibly or could possibly come up with like. If you think about it, say you get into the Conference League, you're going to come up against. So you have the chance of coming up against someone from like the Italian League, the English League, the Bundesliga. That'll be like 6th or 7th.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So you're still probably going to get a decent team that's going to be in that division. And thinking of money, say Spurs come over, or Everton, they come over, or Leicester, they play against Bowes in Dalymount. Dalymount sold out, or actually in the Aviva. The Aviva sold out. How much money do Bowes then take in from that? You know what I mean? It's all about getting to a certain level, and then realistically, the success will keep itself going. Then that's the hope, really.
It's like Rovers in Dundalk. The success was there for them. They made was it Dundalk that played fucking Arsenal in the Europa League there 2 years ago.
Yeah, Dundalk, and then Rovers played Spurs.
Yeah, there you go.
Harry Kane scored his first ever goal against Shannon Rovers, I believe.
There you go.
Or it's either or he got his debut.
No, Ronaldo did, didn't he?
Ronaldo got his Real Madrid debut against them. Yeah.
I don't know. I say it's another topic, another day. Topic of League of Ireland. I think we're gone long enough talking about football.
Yeah.
I think we're probably over an hour talking about football. We've covered mainly about Newcastle, which is something that we want to go off. Well, you want to go off with, yes.
That's it. I wanted to get my excitement out there, you know, because I am genuinely, absolutely buzzing for the pure fact that we are now the richest club in the world, and we're so rich that we are richer than the next 10 richest clubs in the world combined, which is just fan-fucking-tastic.
Yeah.
And we're definitely not owned by the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia.
I'd say we try to go to a match next year or this season.
Oh yeah, go to a match, go to House of Smith afterwards, bit of bijou, good buzz. Sounds good to me.
The After Sesh gone, Geordie.
Yeah, that's it, the After
Stay
Sesh on
tuned.
tour. If you'd like to fund the After Sesh on tour, we'll be accepting donations.
We can get t-shirts made like in the In-Betweeners. The Pussy Patrol.
Oh, Jesus.
I'm not.
No.
Can't big knob in front of them.
No, do you know what we do? We just go around dressed as sheiks.
Apparently,
You get free in.
Apparently Newcastle saying the fans stop dressing up at St James's Park now.
What they want the fans to stop dressing up.
Yeah, stop people coming in. Like some fella came in with a blow of camel on him and a towel on his head. I think that was the match of the weekend just gone.
Oh my god.
So he wants fans
I
to stop.
love my football club so much right now.
And on that positive note, the fact that you love your club so much, we're going to end this episode here. It's a bit different to talk about football, but it's something we're passionate about, something we want to talk about. So, do you know what? If you don't like it, fuck it. It's our podcast.
Thanks. And Aaron, I really hope I did answer your questions, because I know I do tend to go on a tangent. So,
Yeah.
And
Kind of like doing a podcast, just the two of us.
That's nice, isn't it?
Just the two of us.
Anyway, leave us your feedback anyway in the comments, guys. Please, because we can only get better with your help. And as well as that, as we said at the start, if you've already forgotten to do so, and hopefully if you're still listening at this stage, please make sure that you like, share, and subscribe.
If people are still listening at this stage, comment the word Newcastle, and you never know, you might win a prize.
Yeah.
Might. No.
That's it.
If we're, what we, an hour and a bit in, an hour in, probably just edit down about an hour, so not too bad. People are still listening. Drop a comment on YouTube saying Newcastle, and at least we know they made it this far and they're not just cheating, like you're not skipping through. And if you're on Spotify, there's a new feature, as I said at the start, that you can leave a comment. I'm actually going to leave a thing in the description for people to comment Newcastle that as well. So if you want to comment the word Newcastle, head over to our YouTube page. I want you over there, subscribe. Or if you're listening on Spotify, check the link in the description. There will be a little poll there. Just comment the word Newcastle.
Yeah, and with that, from Dagestan to Mecca, all the way to the northeast, alhamdulillah, and we will see you later.
Take it easy. Alhamdulillah.